Do you ever want to know about a VIP tour at Universal Studios? Well, on this episode of Travel Talk, we're going to break down the private and non-private VIP tours and see if they're right for you.
Welcome to Travel Talk, where our expert magical memory planners discuss ways you can have fun, memorable, stress-free family vacations.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Travel Talk. Today, we are talking about VIP tours at Universal Orlando Resort. We love VIP tours. I got to experience one myself, and it was absolutely amazing. And so we thought it would be a great idea to talk through with you guys what the different VIP tours are, what they include, what are the benefits, and how do they work. Okay, so let's get started. So first, we're going to talk about the types of VIP tours. So there are two types of VIP tours that Universal Studios Orlando offers. So one is private and one is non-private. So as you can expect, the private ones is just your travel party, and the non-private is when you are mixed with other guests. And Universal, I think, does a really great job of trying to pair you with other guests that are similar to you and people that you might get along with as far as age groups and stuff. So if you have four adults in your group, probably are going to try not to pair you with a family with like two toddlers. So it's not a perfect system, but they definitely take that into account and try to put people together with similar ages. So, what is included in all VIP tours? Let's start there because the inclusions are absolutely amazing. So, the first thing that's included that makes it a VIP tour is the front of the line access. And when I say front of the line, I mean absolutely front of the line. So when we were on our VIP tour, we were riding Velocicoaster is my example. And I know where the entrance is for a Velocicoaster, and that is not where we were headed. And I was like, what is going on? I thought we were going to go into like the Express Pass line or kind of come in from the side into the Express Pass line. Oh, no, no. Well, we started going behind the scenes, walking around. I was like, where are we going? Then we came up to a security guard and a metal detector. And I know that Velocicoaster is one of the attractions that has lockers and requires you to go through a metal detector. So I'm like, oh my gosh, are we doing our screening for the ride? This was not the one I normally go through that's down by the lockers at the bottom of the steps. So I was like, what is going on? So we go through a metal detector, we give our stuff to our VIP guide, we go up a set of stairs, we open a door, and we are on the ride platform. We were at the front of the line. We were on the ride platform. They paused the line. There was 10 of us. They put us in 5 spots, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6. And we got on the ride. And our VIP guide had all our things. And then we get off the ride. We collected our things and we got off. I was stunned. I've done VIP tours before. I was stunned. I was like, this is amazing. And it was like that all day long. So when we say front of the line access, I mean you literally have front of the line access. And in a lot of cases, you have some really cool behind the scenes, deep dive information about the different attractions and all the things that are going on. I will say that at Epic Universe, they are still working on some of those behind the scenes moments. So you won't find that as much on the Epic Universe tours at this time. But when you're in Universal Studios Florida and you're in Islands of Adventure, you will have those amazing experiences of behind the scenes. But everybody is getting front of the line. And I mean front of the line. Okay. We got that. Okay. Got that established. The other thing is after your tour is over, your tour is for a certain amount of time, between 4 and 8 hours, and we're going to break down the types of tours in a minute. But your tour is for a certain amount of time. And when your tour is over, that is not the end of the VIP experience because they are going to give you Express Pass for the rest of the day. So again, we're going to go and break down the details of what type of express, whether it's unlimited express or one-time express, etc. But just know that every VIP tour is not just the time you're on the tour, but also includes Express Pass for when you get off the tour. It also includes up to 12 guests. So if you're on a private VIP tour, the pricing kind of works out that there's a certain price for up to 5 guests, and then there's a per person price as you go up, and you can max out at 12 guests on a private VIP tour. But if you want it for 2 people or 4 people or 7 people, whatever you want to do, if it's private, that's fine. On the non-private side, you're going to go up to 12 guests in your group. You cannot book a non-private tour for more than 6 people in your travel party. So if you have a group of 7, you have to book a private. You can't book into a non-private as a group of 7. The max is 6 people, and then they'll pair you with some other people up to the max of 12. You might not have 12, you might end up with 10 or 11, but the max is 12. Okay. But if you have more than 6, you have to do a private. I would not recommend, if you have a group of 10, breaking up into 5 groups and then trying to get into the same non-private tour. That is not likely. And that's not how it works. So you probably end up separated into 2 different tours, 2 groups of 5 with other people that you don't know anyway. So I mean, if you want non-private, non-private is fine. But if you were looking to kind of back your way into a private tour, that's not really going to happen. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So up to 12 guests on all the tours. And then all the tours come with 10% off merchandise. So during or after your tour, if you want to shop, if you want to, get some memorabilia or whatever, 10% off merchandise for the rest of the day. And I would say you could use that 10% off on lanyards, but you're not going to need lanyards because they're going to give you VIP tour lanyards. So you won't need those. But yeah, whatever you want to buy for the day, 10% off all merchandise the rest of the day. So let's talk a little bit about the private VIP tours first, okay? So with the private tour, like I said, your own people up to 12. There are 3 options. There's no mix and match. You kind of purchase the specific tour that you want, and they're at different price points as well. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You have to be very specific about what you buy. And none of the VIP tours, private, non private, include your tickets. So you're going to want to make sure you purchase the correct ticket to go with the tour that you purchased, or that you have the ticket use on your ticket to use it for that day. Okay. Don't worry if you book with Magical Memory Planners, because we will make sure that you have everything the way you need it. But just so that you understand, the ticket to the parks is not included in the tour price. So with the private tours, you have 3 tour choices. They're always for one day. Okay. Across the board, all the tours are 1-day tours. So you can either do 1 day at Epic. That's one price point, one category, one park, 1 day at Epic Universe. You can do one park, 1 day at either Universal Studios Florida or Islands of Adventure. Okay, so this is not a park to park. This is just picking one or the other. It's just that they're the same price point. So whether you purchase a Universal Studios Florida private tour or an Islands of Adventure private tour, the price point is the same. So you can do one of those. And then the third choice is the 2 park, 1 day Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure tour, which would require a park to park ticket. And keep in mind that the 2 park private tour is specifically for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. You can't do like one Epic and one Islands of Adventure. It's not like mix and match. It is specifically for those 2 parks on the 2 park 1 day Universal tour. Okay. So let's get into a little bit about what's included in these tours. So on the private tour, it is one of 3 start times, either the 9:30, the 10 a.m., or the 1 p.m. start time. You have a fully customizable itinerary. The guide has lots of ideas, lots of direction, knows which way to navigate the park. We'll have recommendations for you, have ride descriptions if you have questions, but ultimately it's up to you what you want to do. And you have 8 hours on the private tour. So, there's going to be times for bathroom, there's going to be time for food and snacks and such. So, how many rides you ride really just depends on the makeup of your group. I mean, if you're like grab quick service, mobile order, walk while we're eating, and you want to like do everything twice, I don't know if that's possible, but if it is, you can, because it is a fully customizable itinerary. There's really not a limit to the number of attractions that you can ride. So if you want a more laid back day, you want to have a nice leisurely lunch in the middle of the day, that'll affect your ride count. So really it's a fully customizable itinerary for 8 hours, and they call it unlimited priority front of the line access because it's really unlimited. It's really just limited by your travel party and what you want to do. This tour includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So there's a lot of inclusions in this tour. So when you're thinking about the cost of the private VIP tour, remembering that you are getting all these things was, really helps you to see the value and what is included in this tour. After your tour is over, if you want to go back and ride some more attractions, you have unlimited Express Pass to use for the rest of the day. So that is a really great perk, really great thing to have. And then this package also includes a 3-day photo package. So really, there's so much included in a private VIP tour. The value is really spectacular. And the front of the line access is really much faster and amazing, even compared to the Express Pass, which I do love Express Pass. I love that it saves you time and it's fast and it's easy. But the front of the line access is like actually even better than that. Hard to believe. So just think about that. And when thinking about getting that 3-day photo pass, it could be a really great itinerary if you're going to Universal for, say, 4 nights, 5 days. You are park junkies, you want to see and do everything. So maybe you're staying at Portofino Bay, or you're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, or you're staying at Royal Pacific, which includes unlimited express pass at Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. So maybe the first day you do one day at Epic with a VIP tour. You buy all your merch, you get all your meals that day, you have your 3-day photo package, and you just like take care of Epic like, you see everything there. You were good. Once you're done with that, then the next 2 days of your trip, you can may take a slower pace. You're really close to your hotel. You're walking distance to your room. You can hit up those other two parks. You have unlimited express pass, and then you still have that photo package that you're still using, and you don't need to buy any more merch because you did that all the first day on your 10% off. And so now you can really enjoy the next 2 days. And like, what a great value for a 4-night, 5-day trip, perfect for a celebration, for a milestone, for like a senior trip or a special birthday, or even a honeymoon. So yeah, just keep that idea in mind. So that is the VIP tour. Okay, so next we are going to talk about the non-private tours. So in this category, there are two choices of non-private tours. One is the Epic tour. So you're either at Epic for the 1 day Epic Universe, or you are at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure, meaning you need a park to park ticket. Okay. So you're kind of at one or the other. You're either on the campus, the South Campus, or the North Campus. Okay. You're either at Epic Universe or at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. So when we're looking at the non-private tours, the inclusions are a little bit different. And they're different for the different types of tours. So your Epic tour is different than your Islands and Universal tour. I'm going to start shortening these names because I'm saying them so much. So uh, when we talk about the Epic Universe tour, this one has 3 start times: 9 a.m., 9:30, or 10 a.m. So always a morning start. You're on the guide's itinerary, meaning that the guide is going to have a plan of where you're going to go to accommodate everybody in the group. If everyone in the group, I don't want to say has a coup, but if you all really don't want to do something or all really want to prioritize something and you are vocal to your guide and everybody's in agreement, they might be able to make some adjustments. But for the most part, you're going into this experience expecting the guide to have an itinerary that everybody's going to agree to follow. This tour is only 4 hours. So um it's not super long. So you're going to get that priority front of the line access to a minimum of 6 attractions. And I think that's actually really great. That gives you a lot to see and do. And it's only the 4 hours. So then you kind of have the rest of the day where you're going to have one-time express for the rest of the day. So that means that you can ride any of the attractions with the express pass one time. You can ride everything once, but you can ride it only once. So you can't go rinse and repeat on Stardust Racers and just keep going, going, going. You would use your Express Pass one time on Stardust Racers, and then you could move on and go to Ministry of Magic and move on and go to Hiccup's Wing Gliders, etc. So one time express after. So with that 4 hour tour, this VIP tour, non-private, does not include any meals. So you're not getting the breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you're getting on the private. And then we're going to talk about the other non-private tour. But this particular tour being only 4 hours does not have any meals included. That doesn't mean you can't stop for a bathroom break or if you guys need a snack or some water or something to drink. Of course, they're going to accommodate that. But essentially, you're going to eat before you start, you're going to do your 4 hours, and then you can have a lunch afterwards on your own. Okay. So that is the Epic Universe 1 day tour. And then we're going to talk about the two park 1 day tour. So this is on the other side if you are doing Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. Okay. This non-private tour, there's only two start times, the 9:30 a.m. and the 10:30 a.m. You are again following the guide's itinerary, very similar to the other non-private tour that they're going to have kind of figured out. This tour is longer though. It is 7 hours. You are doing two parks. So it's 7 hours and you can expect a minimum of 10 attractions. You may get on more, but expect about 10. And because this is a longer day of 7 hours, this is also going to include a breakfast and a lunch. So these are prescribed places. They have meals set up for you. There are buffets that are running. So the guide knows kind of what time you need to be there for your group. They space all the groups at the right time so that everything flows very smoothly. It's a very nice buffet, breakfast and lunch. So that is going to be included in your tour. And then after your tour is over, you're also going to get that one-time express. So then you can go back on anything you want one time and ride it again or do some things that you didn't do while you were on your VIP tour. So just to reiterate, none of the tours include your park tickets. So you're going to make sure that you have the appropriate park ticket or use of an existing ticket to use for your day. And they all have that 10% off. So you're all going to be able to get that 10% off. So who is like, what's good for a VIP tour? So VIP tours really can be for everyone. And I think a lot of people think, oh, maybe that's not for me, or maybe it's just too expensive. But I really want to encourage you to bring it up to your travel advisor or talk to your magical memory planner about it because it really can be a great value. And if you're especially looking at, for example, the the non-private VIP tour that is for Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. If you are not staying at a hotel that includes the unlimited express pass, say you're decided to stay at Sapphire Falls or you're staying at Cabana Beach Resort or one of the more value or value prime properties or value inn and suites, you're saving a lot on that hotel piece. And then you're going to go back and buy the unlimited express pass. But if you were to do the VIP non-private, that also includes breakfast and lunch and a 10% discount on all your merchandise and is giving you front of the line access and then still one-time express pass, that might work out per person at a lower cost than buying a unlimited express pass separate. So these are just things that you really want to consider and look into all your options before you commit to one thing or the other because it might make more sense. These VIP tours, both the private and the non-private, are really great when you have a 1 day trip. If you are maybe staying someplace else with a place I won't mention, and you have only 1 day, or maybe you're going on a cruise and then you're adding like a pre-night before your cruise. You just want to have like one crazy day and you want to like do a lot of stuff. A VIP tour can be really great. I mean, you might be able to not cram, but experience like 2 days of regular park touring in 1 day, saving you time, saving you the purchase of another day of tickets. And if you're heading out to a cruise or some other thing and you only have 1 day, this could be like really, really great way to spend that 1 day. I have had more than one family purchase VIP tours, both at Universal and other parks, when they're trying to decide between the 2 days before a cruise or 1 day, and they decide to do the 1 day with the VIP and then have a pool relaxing day versus a two park day on their own. So, it can really make sense. Another great reason is a special celebration. If you're going to Universal Studios Orlando for, you know, uh, a senior trip, or it's your honeymoon, or it's a milestone birthday, or you've gotten together on a girls' weekend because you're all turning 40 and you're like, let's go hit up Universal and just have like a girls' weekend together. Maybe it's an anniversary and you're taking all the kids and grandkids on a big trip. So, especially if you're traveling with like another family and you want to split the cost of a private, or maybe there's three families or 10 ladies and you all want to split the cost of a VIP tour per person. I mean, there can be a lot of ways to incorporate this into some type of special celebration. A honeymoon is another great example. Just the two of you go on a private VIP tour for one day and just like have the world at your fingertips. What could be more romantic and more fun just to customize your itinerary and have it exactly the way you want it for that one perfect day. And also during busy travel periods. Busy travel periods are a great time to do a VIP tour because the Express Pass, either unlimited or one time, the Express Pass is enormous help with the lines. It reduces your wait time, but it doesn't do front of the line or walk on. It just reduces your wait time by 30 to 60%. So if you are there during a crowded time of year when the wait time for some of the popular attractions might be an hour or an hour and a half, even with Express Pass, you might still be waiting 30 minutes, which let me tell you is still pretty awesome. But when you are on a VIP tour, you are doing front of the line access. So it really doesn't matter how long that wait time is. So when you go during a peak season, whether it's the holidays or the Christmas or the Easter or the spring breaks or some of those like high volume times, you will really, really, really appreciate that front of the line access. And it just creates a huge value and what you can accomplish in a shorter period of time with the VIP guide and all the like stuff that they put in, like the behind the scenes information and the tidbits of information and the tips and the stories. It really is a really, really cool experience. So when you are looking at busy travel times, though, that value of VIP tour really goes up quite a bit. So I hope this gives you a little bit of a little more in the know on the private versus non-private, helping to understand how they could be used in a trip or where they would be helpful. I hope you see the value and to see that it's really not as expensive as you think it might be, and the value that it provides is amazing. And of course, we're here at Magical Memory Planners to help put that trip together and make sure that all the details, make sure you have the right ticket, make sure you've planned appropriately, make sure that you're at the right hotel to give you the right benefits for the days that you need, and figure that all out because I know it can be overwhelming, but we can make it really easy for you. So we'd love to help.